Oh, family, we are back on here. We are back on. I had to get my charger, and Instagram did kick my brother. Yep, Instagram did kick me out. Okay, there we are. Come on in. Here we go. Okay, yes, so Instagram definitely kicked your brother out. He kicked your brother out big time. Okay. There we go. Come on back in. Peace to my family in DC. Peace. Oh yeah, Instagram is absolutely petty. The stuff I was delving into just now was heavy stuff though. It was heavy. Walaikum salam, real ride, real. Chop full of treats, peace. Tierra Dynamite, hey to you. Yes, I was on The Real Fuego 4. Thank you for reminding me. That's what I was on. My brother Michael, we back in here. Walaikum salam. Mr. Clutch Kick. Peace, everybody. Peace from Utah to Natasha. Peace to you. Connecticut, we in here. The Gifted Son, we in here. Okay. Chi-Town, we in the house. All right, now, family. So let's go ahead and get this back going really quick. What do I think about black men and women? They should fall in love with each other like we used to, just like every other group of people falls in love with each other. The Chinese fall in love with one another. The Indians fall in love with one another. The natives fall in love with one another. The Italians, the British, the Panamanians, the Jamaicans, everyone who is of their own should fall in love with their own. That's what I think about the black man and the black woman. We should simply start to love self and stop trying to go and love everybody else before we love one another. All right? Now, peace from Compton. Good. Now, the point that I was on, family, really quick, was dealing with the FBI. Now, for anybody who wants to understand this, make sure that you are really listening, because there are many people who became known on social media who have not been active in the community, so therefore they don't get censored, okay? They don't get talked about by, meaning, should I say, they don't get their videos taken down, they don't get their posts taken down, they don't get these visits. All right, now I'm going to say this to you right now. Your ability to speak the truth is one thing. All right, that's one part of it. Speaking the truth is one thing. Anybody can say something that is truthful. Anybody can say something that is intellectual. Anyone can say something that is factual based today. Anyone can do this. Now, family, make sure you share this out. Share it out, because we need to go ahead and get this out to everybody. Certain things that I'm about to say, a lot of people need to hear. But whoever hears it is fine. Whoever doesn't, that's fine too. Just want to make sure that I get this to as many people as I can, so that we can rise as a people, open up your mind, and get this education out so that you can get it. And you will not be able to say that nobody told you about these things that I'm going to tell you about. Okay, so now, here is the difference. Okay, with being a social media activist, walaikum salam, King Jerome, and an activist. All right, there is a difference. Coco, Asina, gang talking, yes, on social media. The difference between being a social media personality and an activist is that, one, the activist was made by the street. They were made by the street. Number one. The social media personality was made by social media. Minister Farrakhan said that media did not make me, so therefore media cannot break me, and they cannot destroy what they haven't created. Now, me being an activist and humanitarian and speaker and all these beautiful things, the main thing that I am is your brother and a servant of the people. What do I mean by this? I have been in the community working since I was 11 years old, which means I'm an activist, because you are active in solutions, programs, and activities which help to change the conditions of your people. That is an activist. One who is actually active, moving, producing, getting things done. Now, social media activism, okay? Social media activists are those, what they're supposed to be, are those who are active in the street and then who record it and apply it to social media to show what is being done in the street, to show their activities in the street, to show and prove what they have been doing and continue to do in the street. That's a social media activist. I'm going to post more on social media of those things. But that's what that is. Now, a social media personality is different. A social media personality is someone who is known on social media. They do things on social media. They become famous on social media. They don't do things in the public or for the people really per se. They do things on social media. So it's of, to, for, and by social media. That's the difference between an activist, a social media activist, and a social media personality. Know the difference. Always know the difference. Most of the people that you see who are on social media, who are doing all the talking, are social media personalities. Okay? Most of the people who you know from the street, who have been involved in the street, but who also put it on social media, who talk about it on social media heavily, are social media activists. And then, of course, being a social media activist by default makes you an activist because you're simply putting up onto social media what you are involved in real life with the people. So, 3 different things: activist, social media activist, and social media personality. Make sure we understand the difference between these things, so before you start to worship people or to listen to people, know that most of the people who are saying a whole bunch of things about the government, here's my point: people who talk about the government, people who are on social media talking about the damn government a lot, people who are on social media talking about Donald Trump, talking about the FBI, talking about all these different organizations, saying all kinds of stuff. Oh man, yeah, I'll shoot this person, I'll shoot this, I'll shoot that. People who, I'll do this, I'll do that. People who do stuff like that, people who talk like that. Oh yeah, man, if it was me with the police, I'd do this. Okay, most of those people are social media personalities. Why? Because they have not gotten no visits. They haven't been involved in situations with the FBI, with the police, with these different organizations that work for the government. They ain't got them damn visits to where they can understand how real this is. You have to be intelligent when you are an influencer. That is the other difference. Some people are called social media influencers. Okay? A social media influencer is a social media personality. They are a social media personality. Okay? A social media influencer is a person who, a social media influencer is a person who has personality, and their personality is so attractive to where they can cause people to do this or that. That's a social media influencer. That's fine. That is perfectly okay. However, when they are influencing you to do something that they themselves have not done, this is what we have to understand. When they are trying to influence the people, you, yourself, me, myself, to do something that they themselves have not done, will not do, or cannot do, then you have encountered someone who you can still follow, but you definitely need to be mindful of who you're looking at. Be mindful of who you're looking at. I, just along with a certain group of people, because we have been active in the street, active in changing laws, active in the street, active in changing laws, when you are dealing with people like this, then you know the government is going to come against you because you are doing things which help to bring down their system of governance, their system of supremacy, their system which they benefit from, but we are taking the short end of the stick on. When you are dealing with this, you are talking about those who are going up against the dominant society. That is it's a dangerous thing if you don't know what it is, if you haven't been a part of this, if you don't know, it's a dangerous thing. That's why a lot of people can just talk so easily. They can talk. And what I mean by that is, literally, they can talk because they ain't got no damn visit. They ain't got no visit. What I mean by this? Okay. When the FBI visits you, okay? I'll say it this way. When they visit you, when they show up to your door, I've gotten a visit, more than one visit. I'm saying this to you so you can understand. The last video that I just did when I was on live has been deleted, of course, because Instagram cut it off and they deleted everything that I said. I was talking about how the Constitution does not exist. I was talking about how the First Amendment of the Constitution, the freedom of religion, speech, press, petition, and assembly, how each one of these aspects, with the exception of with the exception of petition, have been totally eradicated. The freedom of religion definitely has been eradicated. The freedom of speech, right now, clearly, I can't speak on Instagram too long without them cutting off my video and deleting everything that I said. I can't post certain things, and you can't post certain things without them taking the post down, because there is no such thing as a freedom of speech on Instagram entirely. There's no such thing as freedom of speech on the internet entirely anymore. There is something called net neutrality laws. Net neutrality laws. You must check these out. Net neutrality laws. Third thing, the freedom of religion, speech, press. The press, also known as the fourth estate within the United States government. The fourth estate, or the press, is completely controlled. They are bought and paid for. They do not speak the truth. They do not spread all of the truth. They spread what benefits the agenda. They spread information which causes fear, and lots of fear. This is what they do. I watched the news recently, and every damn story, with the exception of two things, which was a dog being saved and I think somebody graduating from college. Outside of those two positive stories, everything else was about fear. Everything else was about evil. Oh my God, these people are dying. These people are dying. These murders over here. These people are killing these people. Oh, a car crash. Oh, another car crash. Just everything dealing with fear, and fear. Why? Because they push that, because they are paid to push that, but they don't want to push the truth. So the press is completely controlled. Let's make sure we understand that. Those are all a part of the First Amendment. Assembly. Black folks cannot assemble in one area for too long without being harassed by the police. Boom. We can go ahead and end that. That's the First Amendment. Second Amendment is the right to bear arms. I'm just recapping everything that was deleted really quick. Second Amendment is the right to bear arms. The right to bear arms. The right to form a well-organized militia. Second Amendment. That does not apply for black folks. Black people who carry guns do not have the same rights as white people who carry guns. Make this very clear. There is no debate about this. We are supposed to have it, yes, but no. According to the black codes, the slave codes, black people are not supposed to carry guns. A slave is not to have a gun. No. Hell no. The difference is you think that because the black codes are off the books, they don't exist anymore. No, they do exist. They still exist. Why do you say this, Rizza? Look at how we are treated when we are congregating and we are hanging out together with one another. Look how they treat us when we have a gun versus when a white person has a gun. A black man literally can have a gun in the holster, in his belt pocket right here, or in his pocket, or on his belt, or on the strap. He can have the gun right there, have his hands up. The police officer will say, he's got a gun, and they'll shoot him. But a white man, you need to look at this, go on YouTube this. A white man will have an AK-47, a large automatic or semi-automatic rifle, pointed at the police, and tell the police to shoot me, and they will not shoot him. See the difference? The Second Amendment, the First Amendment, the Third Amendment, these were not written when we were so-called free. These were written when we were slaves. Yes, and yes. They still apply in the same manner. That is why we are not treated with that level of justice or equity or equality. Next point. When we were talking about all of that, I had to break all that down and then go all the way up to the point dealing with everything that you see with privacy. Go to your Facebook app, go to your Twitter app, go to your Instagram app. Then go to the settings on each one of these apps. The settings on each one of these apps. Then go to the privacy settings on each one of these apps. Then go into the area where it talks about the allowances. The allowances, the accesses, or things that you give access to these apps for. So the access that you give them is to your text messages, to record your phone calls, to record all audio, to record all video and or photos, to record and have access to your contacts. This is all stated in the privacy within the terms and conditions on each one of your apps. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, you name it. All of them. Now, I'm just recapping really quick.